Have you ever been sitting quietly, maybe enjoying a good book or sipping your morning coffee, when suddenly you start thinking about your last doctor's visit? Maybe your blood pressure was a little higher than usual, and your doctor gave you that look, half concern, half, we might need to start medication soon. You nodded, said you'd work on it, but deep down, you wondered, is there really a way to bring it down without pills? You're not alone in thinking that. High blood pressure, or hypertension, is incredibly common, especially as we get older. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's something we have to accept. The good news: you can take control of it. And you can start doing that today, with a few simple changes. No complicated diets. No harsh workouts. Just practical, doable habits that fit into your life. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can lower your blood pressure naturally, without relying on medication. These tips aren't about making your life harder. They're about helping you feel better, move better, and live with more peace of mind. So, let's start with something really simple, but powerful. Let's talk about salt. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, here we go again, another lecture about salt, hang with me for a second. We all know too much salt isn't great for our health, but what does too much actually mean? And how much is hiding in the foods we eat every day, even the ones that don't taste salty? The truth is, the salt shaker on your table isn't the real villain. It's the processed foods, the canned soups, deli meats, frozen dinners, even that seemingly innocent slice of whole wheat bread. These foods sneak sodium into your diet without you even realizing it. And for older adults, your body just doesn't process sodium the way it used to. It holds on to it, which makes your blood pressure climb, sometimes without a single symptom. Now, I'm not saying you have to eat bland food or give up flavor. There are amazing ways to season your meals with herbs like garlic, rosemary, and basil. A splash of lemon or a dash of vinegar can wake up your food in a way that salt never could. Try reading food labels when you're at the grocery store. Anything with more than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving is considered high. Make it a little game. Challenge yourself to find lower sodium versions of your favorites. You'll be surprised how quickly your taste buds adjust, and how much lighter and more energized you feel after just a couple of weeks. Speaking of feeling energized, let's talk about movement. Notice I didn't say exercise. That word alone can bring on a headache. But movement, gentle, enjoyable movement, is something your body craves. And it doesn't take much to make a difference. Just 20 to 30 minutes of light walking a day can lower your blood pressure significantly. And here's the beautiful part: you don't have to do it all at once. You could take a short walk around the block after breakfast, another after lunch, and maybe a stroll in the evening just as the sun starts to set. That fresh air, that gentle rhythm of your feet hitting the pavement, it's not just good for your heart, it's good for your mind, too. Walking can lower stress hormones, improve circulation, and even help you sleep better at night. And let's be honest, everything feels easier when you've had a good night's sleep. Now, if walking isn't your thing, that's okay. The key is to stay moving in ways that feel good. Maybe it's light stretching in the morning, dancing to your favorite oldies while you make dinner, gardening, cleaning out a closet, or even playing with the grandkids. Anything that gets your body moving, your heart pumping, and your blood flowing is doing your blood pressure a big favor. But here's a little secret most people don't talk about. Sitting still for too long can quietly push your blood pressure up, especially if you're watching TV or on the computer for hours at a time. Every 30 minutes or so, just stand up, walk around the room, stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders. These tiny breaks might seem small, but they add up, and your body will thank you for them. Of course, lowering blood pressure isn't just about cutting salt or moving more. It's also about taking care of the way you feel every day. Because when we're stressed, when we're carrying tension in our shoulders and worry in our chest, our body responds. And usually, it responds by tightening up and raising our blood pressure, even if everything else in our life seems fine on the outside. So how do we ease that tension in a way that actually sticks? That's what we're going to explore next, because managing stress, especially the kind that sneaks up on us quietly, is just as important as anything else we've talked about so far. Now, we've talked about salt and movement, and how just a few tweaks to your daily habits can make a real difference. But let's be honest, even if we know what we should do, it's not always easy to stay on track. That's especially true when life gets busy, or we're tired, or we're just plain stuck in our ways. And that's okay. Change doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to start somewhere. And one of the most powerful places to start is by managing something that almost all of us deal with, especially as we age: stress. Now, you might not think of yourself as a particularly stressed out person. But stress doesn't always show up as panic or anxiety. Sometimes it shows up as irritability, or trouble sleeping, or that tight feeling in your chest that you can't quite explain. And the thing is, when your body's under stress, even quiet, creeping stress, it releases hormones that raise your blood pressure. Your heart beats faster. Your blood vessels constrict. And if that becomes your body's new normal, it takes a toll. But here's where you have more power than you might think. You don't need a meditation app or a wellness retreat to calm your body down. You just need a few minutes and a little awareness. Try this sometime. Find a quiet spot, maybe in your favorite chair by the window. Sit back. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath in, count to 4, and then breathe out even slower to the count of 6. Do that 5 times. That's it. Just 5 breaths. You don't have to do it perfectly. Just try it. These moments of calm help rewire the way your body responds to stress. They teach your nervous system to ease up, to let go. And over time, those moments of calm add up. Your blood pressure doesn't spike as easily. You feel more grounded, more present, even when things around you are a little chaotic. Another powerful way to ease your blood pressure is right there on your plate: what you choose to eat and how you choose to eat it. Now I know you've probably heard every diet under the sun: low carb, low fat, no sugar, no fun. But let's throw all that aside for a second. Because what I want to share with you is not a diet in the traditional sense. It's just a way of eating that supports your body, especially your heart. And one of the best things you can do: eat more foods that are rich in potassium. Potassium helps your body balance out sodium, and it also relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow. Think bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, beans, and even oranges. These aren't strange, expensive foods. They're everyday foods that can be delicious and comforting. And guess what else helps? Fiber. Lots of it. Oats in the morning, a handful of berries, some lentil soup for lunch, or a nice salad with beans or chickpeas tossed in. These kinds of meals help lower cholesterol, support digestion, and yes, they help bring that blood pressure down naturally. Now let's talk about another little habit that sneaks up on a lot of us: how much water we drink. It sounds so simple, but you'd be surprised how many people over 60 are slightly dehydrated all the time. Maybe we're drinking more tea or coffee, or just forgetting to drink enough water throughout the day. But when your body doesn't have enough fluid, your blood can get thicker. Your heart has to work harder. And that, over time, pushes your blood pressure up. So here's a gentle reminder: keep a glass of water nearby. Sip throughout the day. Even just a few extra glasses can make a big difference in how you feel. Your skin looks better, your joints feel looser, and your heart doesn't have to work as hard. And speaking of your heart, let's talk for a moment about how caffeine affects it. I know that morning cup of coffee or strong tea is sacred for a lot of us, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying it. But for some people, especially those with sensitive systems, caffeine can temporarily raise blood pressure. If you're not sure whether it affects you, try a little test. Check your blood pressure before your cup, then again about 30 minutes after. If it's spiking, it might be worth switching to half CAF, or having your coffee later in the day after you've had a meal. And while we're at it, let's not forget about alcohol. A glass of wine every now and then might feel relaxing, and in small amounts, it might not do much harm. But regular or heavy drinking can raise blood pressure over time. If you're drinking every day, even just a couple drinks, that could be a hidden factor making your numbers creep up. Now, everything we're talking about, stress, movement, hydration, food, these are all parts of the same big picture. They work together. One small change supports another. You don't have to fix everything at once. Just start with one habit that feels doable. Maybe you take a 10-minute walk after lunch. Maybe you swap out a salty snack for a handful of almonds. Maybe you take 5 deep breaths before bed. You're not just managing numbers on a machine. You're taking care of your whole self. And you deserve to feel good in your body, not just survive, but thrive. So here we are, moving a little more, breathing a little deeper, eating a little smarter. And all of it working together to support something so important: your heart, your health, your peace of mind. But there's one more piece that often gets overlooked, and yet it's just as powerful as any meal or walk around the block. It's connection. Not the internet kind, though that can be helpful too, but real human connection. Whether it's a neighbor waving hello, a phone call with an old friend, or simply sitting beside someone you care about, these moments of warmth and togetherness can ease stress, lift your mood, and yes, help lower your blood pressure. Loneliness, especially as we get older, can sneak in quietly. Maybe you've lost a spouse, or friends have moved away, or your family's busy with their own lives. It happens. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's something you have to accept. You see, our bodies are wired for connection. When we feel heard, seen, loved, even in small ways, it calms our nervous system. Our heart doesn't have to race. Our muscles relax. It's like our whole body lets out a deep sigh and says, "Okay, I'm safe." So if you've been feeling a bit isolated lately, maybe today is the day to take one small step. Call someone just to chat. Join a walking group at the park or a local class at the senior center. Even saying hello to the same faces at the grocery store can spark a little joy. These aren't just feel-good moments, they're healing ones. And if you're more of a quiet soul, connection doesn't have to mean loud gatherings or busy rooms. It could be writing a letter, volunteering your time, sitting outside and sharing a few words with a passerby. The world is full of people who would love to connect. You're not alone in wanting that, and you're certainly not alone in needing it. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk briefly about one more thing that's deeply tied to blood pressure, and that's sleep. Not just quantity, but quality. As we age, sleep can get a little trickier. Maybe you fall asleep fine but wake up too early. Or maybe your mind keeps racing at night, even when your body is tired. When we don't sleep well, our blood pressure stays elevated. Our bodies don't get the chance to reset. And over time, that wears on us, not just physically, but emotionally too. So what can you do? Start by creating a little bedtime ritual. Something gentle. Maybe dim the lights an hour before bed. Turn off the TV. Sip a cup of herbal tea, listen to soft music, or read something comforting. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends. Your body craves rhythm, and that rhythm helps it heal. If you're having trouble falling asleep, try a breathing exercise as you lay in bed. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. It's a simple pattern, but it sends a powerful message to your brain: it's okay to rest now. Over time, your body learns that bedtime means calm, and calm helps bring your blood pressure back to where it should be. So let's take a moment to look at everything you've started to build here. You've taken steps toward moving more, eating better, breathing deeper, sleeping easier, and connecting with others. And maybe you're not doing all of it yet, but even if you've started just one, you're already making progress. That's the beautiful thing about health. It doesn't require perfection. It just needs consistency. A little effort, repeated over time, becomes a habit. A habit becomes a lifestyle. And a lifestyle, that's what keeps your blood pressure in check without needing to rely so heavily on medication. Of course, if you're currently on blood pressure medicine, don't stop it without talking to your doctor. But what you're doing with these daily habits is giving your body the best chance to naturally stabilize. And who knows, with time, your doctor might even lower your dosage. That's not a promise, but it's definitely a possibility. And no matter what the numbers on the blood pressure cuff say, you're showing up for yourself. You're saying, I still matter. My health still matters. My life still matters. And that is powerful. So here's what I'd love you to do. If you've made it this far in the video, drop a comment below and tell me which habit spoke to you the most. What's one small change you're ready to make starting today? I'd love to hear from you, and I know others in this community would too. We're all in this together. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It helps more folks just like you find this message. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future tips on living a healthy, empowered life after 60. Because let's be honest, just because we've got a little gray in our hair doesn't mean we're done learning, growing, or taking charge of our health. Every day is a chance to feel better, move better, live better. So here's to you, to your courage, your strength, and your commitment to take care of the one and only body you've got. Keep going. You're doing better than you think. Here's to living your best life, at any age.